Welcome to another CEO Wisdom Pod. We have Pablo Diaz with us. Pablo is CEO and founder at Blossend. He's an ex-SD at Amazon. He's also an inventor and an entrepreneur. This pod is presented to you by podpire.com. If you want to start your podcast, scale your podcast, and monetize your podcast, go to podpire.com. Pablo, welcome to the pod. Tell me a bit more about yourself and what you're up to nowadays.
Yeah, I can, do a brief intro about myself and Blossend. And yeah, thank you for, inviting me to the podcast. Yeah, I think that it's, yeah, we kind of jump in a little bit soon, but that's great. I think, I never been on a podcast before, but yeah. So a little bit about myself, and how Blossom started. Um, so since I was a kid, I like building things. So a lot of building mechanical stuff, things like that. Creating things. Anything that is putting stuff together. And then in high school, I decided to start doing more of that with software. So I created a 21 level Mario-like game. Um, and Yeah, that was really exciting. I put it in the App Store. It was successful in the sense that I was able to do all that, put it together, including the graphic design, and throw it in the App Store. So um, and from there I decided to just start building things with software, um, and not just mechanical stuff. So I decided to do my degree in computer science here in Austin, Texas. And I was doing, personal projects on the side. That's kind of when Blossom, my software startup informally started, from that game in high school. Then after the after I got my degree in computer science, I worked for American Airlines for about 6 months. It was okay. Then after that, I built an app called We Talking, which was a Web3, decentralization, very private social networking platform. That it's impossible to prove who you are talking with, even though you know who you're talking with. So that was very successful, in the sense that it got me interviews with Amazon, Google, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. This was in 2022. They were interested in, just like the idea. They were curious about it. Um, and yeah, they offered me interviews. Facebook was very interested. They mentioned, the recruiter I was speaking with mentioned that he was, that Facebook was very interested in creating something like that, some like very private, um, like a platform with those features, even though they like take all your data and sell it. But they wanted to somehow do something like that. And yeah, um, that's how I got my job with Amazon. Um, so I worked for Amazon for a year, and then I stopped in early, January 2023. I stopped working there. It was a great experience. I had a great team. Um, a great team, and we worked on a couple of complicated projects. I learned a lot there. And then, after that, I'm still in contact with um, some of my colleagues there. And yeah, I stopped working there to fully formalize and devote to Blossom, full time. So ever since then, I've been, Monday to Sunday working on Blossom, just from morning to night. And things are going really well. In March, I decided to build a team, um, start building the team, and there were a lot of, surprisingly, a lot of applicants, about like 500 in within a week, and then just started interviewing one after the other. And yeah, just build it, kind of like bootstrap my way into uh, the just starting this, establish a startup. And right now it's like about 1 year after we launched. It's called Blossend's platform. It's called Open My Doctor. um it's now on App Store, Android, and web as well. It's a decentralization, Web3 health tech platform that connects doctors with patients, and is for version one. It's gonna expand more later to other things. And yeah, it makes things more transparent. There is rates and reviews, and it streamlines the process. So yeah, that's a little bit about Blossend and my background.
Love it, dude. How old are you?
I'm 28.
Wow. So lots accomplished in that period of time. I'm curious because you seem to be like a young prodigy. Why didn't you try YC?
You mean like the combinators
Yeah.
or yeah, so I actually, oh, and thank you. I actually applied to recently. March 1st was the deadline to apply to a couple of combinators and um, accelerators. I applied to Antler. They actually reached out back on day one. Um, yeah, and we're working on just diversifying opportunities to see who sees value and potential in us, even though we're in a very early stage, and decides to jump in with us, and even it could be as advisors or even for funding.
What are you inventing nowadays?
Yeah, so it's the platform that we are working on. That's like the main focus. There is like another thing on the side, more like a stealth project, but yeah, this is like the uh, main goal. And yeah, we want to, in a positive way, disrupt the healthcare system, because there is a lot of, I don't know, like deprecated areas in healthcare, and a lot of like legacy subsystems within there that they need to innovate, so that things are more transparent, more cost effective, people are better informed. um, I don't know, like I feel like a little bit less deceived with certain um, protocols and things like that, just so that, I don't know, people can be healthier, pick better health choices, things like that.
And do you feel that connecting them with doctors the right solution, or that direct advice should be given? Because I'm building a health GPT nowadays, which is longevity based. So it's sort of chatting to all your health data and making a little game out of it to lose biological age. So what do you think about that vs connecting people with doctors?
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's great, and I'm glad you're doing that. And I think there is many ways to encourage people to be healthier. And yeah, it could be from like gamifying people's lives to be healthier, and promoting that, making good choices, habits. um yeah, I think both have potential. There could even be an intersection in the future. There can be a lot of things that could work together, with different health projects. um I think that when it comes to doctors, yeah, connecting um, you know, people with the right doctor, it's important, just so that they go straight to getting the help they need, regardless of, let's say, um, insurance and you know and other things. So that's just a piece of what we are building. But yeah, uh, health advice. it's, I think, very important.
You're also a fan of Neuralink, so I want to compete with Neuralink and build a similar solution. I think it's the ultimate UI and the ultimate
Mhm.
step for humanity to scale. I think it could bring instant world peace because humans would understand each other. They would understand the full data inside their own brains that have better memory as well. They wouldn't forget and they would control their emotions. Why are you a fan of Neuralink stuff?
Mm, yeah, I think that's a great, a great um, view of it that you have, um, that it can, connect the world. So yeah, I mean, I haven't been like too um, openly uh, supportive of Neuralink as much as I want. I mean, I follow the platform and I think it's a great company. I like a lot of Elon Musk projects. I think that they are very disruptive and they have humanity in mind. So they want to advance humanity in the most possible way, and hopefully this unites people. So I like that. I also really like that. Well, like the current UI sometimes can be frustrating. Like you're typing and it's like I don't know, like in my keyboard I had to like I don't know paste some things in the in like two of the buttons just to like locate them well, so that you're not like looking up and down in the keyboard. You can just like feel the I don't know, like the main. Um, so yeah, I think it would be great that you can interact with computers and information in a more practical, not human driven, natural way. So I think Neuralink will be the path to that.
With Open My Doctor, how many clients do you have right now, and how much are you aiming for by the end of this year?
Um, so right now we just launched and we're working to get our brand and our platform known. Everything right now is organic. And since it's so young, we're just starting to get users on board. Our MVP transition from like MVP to version 1, like alpha, pretty recently. Like this all happened within the past few weeks. So we're still like testing some things, and um, yeah, we are trying to get as many people in the platform as possible organically. Um, and soon we'll have a bigger version, which I think that's gonna attract more users, and then we're gonna look for not just organic ways, but also um, like paid ways to bring more people in terms of so yeah, that would bring in like more users, which some would be patients, some would be doctors. And then we're also like we have partner with a few companies, and we are like in conversation of partnering with um some like clinics, locally here in Austin. So is still not certain, but they are interested, and I think once we scale a little more, they would want to jump in.
What does a day in your life look like, your routine?
Um, so this year it has been a little bit, I would say, less intense that last year. Last year, since it was like year 1 of like formally establishing Blossend, I had like zero social life. I was waking up at 4 most days, including weekends. And yeah, just working until night, doing going to the gym in the middle of the day. And this year has been a little bit less intense. So I would say a normal day in 2024, would be just waking up in between 5 and 6:30 a.m. And yeah, just I like to, as soon as I wake up, just to get some blood flow going. So I live in the 14th floor, so I just take down the stairs, get some coffee, go up the stairs. So that's a that's a good exercise just to start the day, get the oxygenation, and then I try to meditate, although I haven't been doing that a lot lately. And then yeah, just jump straight into work. Um, just I knock down the most valuable um, milestones or goals of the day in the morning. Because that's when I have the most clarity, energy, when I'm most productive. It's like less noise in the mind. And yeah, I once I knock down the most important things, then I go to the gym. Then I come back. I do the less like less important things that still need to be done. And yeah, that's about the my day.
When it gets challenging, like what do you do to manage stress?
I think things that have helped me to manage stress have been, I love the sauna, just I do sauna like um try to do it daily, um like 15 to 25 minutes, working out, going for walks. um Mindfulness is very good, so just writing down your thoughts, even though it doesn't have to be like you know full sentences, or it's more about just putting attention about what you're feeling, your thoughts, your surroundings. But and then that's like the, I think, first step. And then once you know what's stressing you, then the next step is like, what are you you know what's like the proactive approach to um like attack that or try to solve it. And if there is no way, then there shouldn't be much need to stress about that. But if you can do something about it, then taking action towards that reduces stress.
Who are you following nowadays in terms of business folks, business moguls, and what kind of advice have you taken at heart lately from them?
Mm, there is a couple of people that I like out there. I think from like public figures of all types. I like people like Simon Sinek. He just talks about optimism. Um, yeah, he talks about optimism, like purpose. He wrote a book called Start with Why. He does a lot of like podcasts or videos out there. So yeah, I follow him on a few platforms, and whenever I cross paths with one of his videos, yeah, I like to listen to that. He has good advice. He's a very positive person. Um, I also like Elon Musk. Um, I like his approach to things, how driven he is, his vision, and how he doesn't necessarily go with the status quo. Um, he does what he truly thinks. He's true to himself. So I like that. Um, I also heard a few advice or quotes out there from um a few people like Warren Buffett. So yeah, I think there is many good role models out there.
Very cool. For the rest of this year, what are your top goals? What do you want to achieve?
Mhm. Yeah, so for the rest of the year, I think there is a bunch of goals. I think priority number one, next in the list is to raise funding. We're aiming to raise 1 million so that we can provide salaries on top of equity uh to my team. Which we have, a great team. They are all hardworking and very passionate about Open My Doctor, the platform we're building. So I'm, I'm gonna be very excited when we can accomplish that, and I think it's gonna be in the near future. Um, and yeah, that would be main. Then um, we want to reach 50,000 users in the platform, so that we can start implementing the monetization plan. There is a really good monetization plan for both doctors and patients, that all the fundamental features are going to be free, but we will make a couple of things like verification for like blue verified for certain reviews and things like that, so that yeah, just to avoid uh, spam things of that type. So yeah, we're also looking to start bringing revenue into the startup, um, and yeah, I think closing some partnerships that we have are something that we look forward to, and strengthen the ones that we already have, and strengthening the relationships that we have with our current advisors, which are really experienced. And um, yeah, I think those are the main goals.
Love it. And where can people find out more about you online, Pablo?
Um, so there is um, well, they can find out more about our platform and our purpose in blossend.com, in the about page, and about me. There I have a portfolio, Pablo Diaz T.com. So there, um, you know, people can find about also our products and the projects that we're working on, the mission, our mission, the about, and a lot of things.